Hi everyone, it's Simmer Hills, and today we're actually in Stardew Valley doing the 1.6 update, so I hope you enjoy this playthrough. It's not one I've done before and I'm no expert playing Stardew Valley, but I fancied doing something a bit different, so let's see how this goes. So we start off day 1, and yeah, I've started in the new farm. This is, it's not got as much farming land, but it has got, you start off with a coop. So we've got 2 chickens. So we got a gift of hay, and the spirits were happy for our first day, so that's a nice start. Met the new animals, Pickle and Zucchini, and then we start meeting the villagers. So we started off with Linus, then met Gus and Pierre in Pierre's, then Evelyn, George and Alex and Harvey, and then we go and meet Haley, Vincent, Sam and Jodie. So this is a busy day trying to meet everybody. Because obviously there's a lot of villagers in Stardew Valley. I didn't manage to find Marnie on the first day. Sometimes she's in her ranch, sometimes she's not. The wizard's still locked, so we can't go and see him. Did see Jazz though, so we managed to say hello to her. And then I spent the rest of the day gathering wood to make my first chest, so that we've got some storage room, because obviously your backpack, you only start off with 12 slots and most of those are filled up with tools, so you really need to get a chest as early on as possible. Did make a rookie mistake on the first day and not get any crops, but we did manage to get quite a few of the villagers met. So yeah, some mistakes, but overall not too bad a first day. And then we met Vincent, Abigail, Caroline and Shane as well. Did we meet anyone else on the first day? Oh yes, we meet Demetrius and Robin. So overall not a bad first day, although it could have been better. And finally we met Emily and Clint, sorry. So that kind of rounds off our first day in Stardew Valley in the new farm. Let me know what you think of the new farm. I actually quite like this farm. I think it's quite a nice layout. I like the fact that there's a little bridge, which we'll see much later on. But yeah, it's quite a nice farm and it's a bit different. So yeah, round out day 1 complete. Day 2. So day 2 is a bit of a messier day because I'd met a lot of the villagers on day 1. So I've made some space in the farm on day 2 and then cleared out the coop a bit because you can see it's full of rubble and bits of wood, and I just think it's better to have the grass there so that the chickens can feed but not have all the other clutter in there. So the chickens are happy and the coop looks a bit cleaner. And then after my mistake of day 1, I do buy some seeds on day 2. We also meet Willie, who gives us our first fishing rod, which is great because I think fishing's a great money-making scheme in the game. I know a lot of people do clay farming. I'm rubbish at clay farming. It's just not something my brain can wrap itself around. So, yeah, I like to do fishing and you can get quite a lot of money from it. It's hard with the first rod to catch fish because the bar's so small on this first rod that yeah, it is a bit tricky. But if you can get it in these bubbles that appear, it just means you can catch faster, which makes it easy to get money quicker because obviously you're not waiting for a fish to grab the line. So if you can get the bubbles, fish in them because you'll make money faster. But yeah, I do enjoy fishing in the game. It's a bit of a challenge as well because some of them are a nightmare to catch. So, but yeah, you want to get the upgrades as soon as possible with fishing because it just makes it easier. So after I'd watered my crops, which I've cut out, I went and met a few more villagers just to try and finish off the meet the villagers task. And I think the final one was Sebastian. So we got this task finished. And now it's how to win friends, which means gifting people some of their favourite gifts. So that's the next task. But yeah, that completes day 2 and we hit level 1 in foraging. So it's good to have. It's good to have the foraging traits. So yeah, on to day 3, and we got rain, which is so, it's just, I'm so glad when you get rain in the early game, because it takes so long to water your crops, and it takes a lot of your energy when your energy bar is low anyway. So rain is always a welcome addition when you're early on in the game. And then I've spent the day trying to meet or gain friendship skill with the villagers. And to be honest, I don't know where it all went wrong, because I seem to forget about leveling up the friendship scores after a while. But I do start off with good intentions, and then it just seems to go down the pan a little bit. But yeah, after meeting a few of the villagers, I just spend the day gathering some more materials and then heading back to the farm. So I tried to gather some clay at the farm. I'm still hopeless at it. And then just clear some more room as well for when we're in a position to expand our crops. So I like to get this area nice and clean, just so that when we've got some money, we've got some room to expand the farm. So on to day 4, and today is a bit of a lackluster day. So I kind of wasted day 4 really. I went to look for the wizard and he's still locked away. And then I gathered resources of wood and stone, and I tried to get more clay again, but again, I'm still useless. So we're just going to skip through day 4. So we end the day with not much, nothing to really write home about. So on to day 5, and we start day 5 with a letter from Jojo Mart, and then checked on the chickens. They're doing really well. There was no rain today, so we had to water the crops, and it is very time consuming. So, but it's good to get that out of the way earlier. But as you can see, even just this tiny bit of work is draining my energy so much, because when you start the game, that energy bar just doesn't last very long at all. So this is why I'm always thankful when we get the rain. I gathered some wood, went to see the caravan lady, can't remember her name, and then tried again to get clay, but I'm still useless and it just didn't work. So I give up with the clay farming. I just can't do it. I know you do it at the beach, but I've tried to follow how people do it, and I just can't seem to get it right. So I'm either rubbish at counting, or I don't know what the problem is, but I just can't do it. So I've given up on that kind of idea. I think I'm better at fishing. But we did get to the mines. The mines are open, but unfortunately I'd used all my energy doing my farming in the morning, so I couldn't go down into the mines on day 5, which was a shame. But at least they're open, so I was pleased about that. So an early night, just because I had no energy to do anything. So we're on to day 6, and we have to start off with watering the crops, because sadly there was no rain today. Luckily we had quite a few crops to harvest, so it just meant a little bit less watering, and hopefully we can get that farming skill up by harvesting our crops. We're just clearing a little bit of the farm, and then Lewis has given us access to the community centre. So day 6 and the community centre is open, which means we can give items to the Junimos who live here, and that unlocks different parts of the community centre. So you only start off with 1 Junimo box, and that'll give you access to more once you've completed parts of that. Unfortunately, it needs translating, so we need the wizard to translate it. But I was impatient because we still have no access to the wizard. So I have to wait for the letter off the wizard before he will give us access to the translation for the Junimos. So yeah, I was just being impatient, but we will get there. I spent the rest of the day talking to the villagers, planted some seeds and cleaned a bit more of the farm. So day 6 overall was a pretty good day. And I feel like I used the time better in day 6 than day 3, 4 and 5. I think today was a lot better. We got a few more seeds planted, so at least that helps us build our skill up a bit more. Our funds are very low though, we've only got 17 gold. So that definitely needs some work, we need some coins. So we round day 6 up by reaching level 1 of farming, which I'm really pleased about because that gives you access to scarecrows. We get our letter from the wizard on the beginning of day 7 and craft a couple of scarecrows, which means we won't be wasting crops to crows because when they steal your crops, that eats into your profits. So it's good to get them scarecrows up as soon as you can. We water our crops because we've got no rain again, and then we'll pop and see the wizard. Don't think I buy anything today. And then the wizard just explains to us about the Junimers and that they require gifts to the valley in order for us to unlock the community centre. And we have a full experience. It's trippy. And our energy improves by 28 overall. So we've got more energy for the day or every day going forward. So that's good. And then we nip and see Marnie and Shane before dropping some items off. It is a real struggle to just keep going back to the storage because you just can't carry everything that you need. We did manage to fill another bundle at the community centre and unlock the pantry and the fish tank. And then we planted a few more seeds and give them a good water. But like I said, this is where you're going to use most of your energy at the beginning of the game because we haven't unlocked the sprinklers. And to be honest, the basic sprinklers I don't even bother with because they will only water 4 plant, like the one in front of the sprinkler, the one below, and the one to the left and the right. So I wait for the next sprinkler up, which will water all the 8 tiles around it. I just think it's more effective doing it that way. So yeah, I kind of suffer with the watering can until I can get the, I don't know if it's called the basic sprinkler or it's the one that waters 8 tiles though. I'll wait for that one. And then we just clear a little bit more of the farm, water those the bean plants because they're another thing that we need to donate to the community centre, and that rounds off day 7. On day 8 we spent the day watering crops, talking to villagers and gathering more donations for the community centre. So I'm going to fast forward to the evening because this day is a little bit drawn out. After the day of talking to the villagers and everything, I headed down to the beach and spent the evening fishing. I really want to get the fishing skill up as quickly as possible, even though it is frustrating fishing with this first rod. As you can see, it doesn't stretch out very far. So the fish you're going to catch are probably going to be lower quality, but it's worth spending the time just so that you can get that fishing skill up and be able to get access to the fiberglass rod and then eventually the iridium rod, which just make fishing so much better. So we managed to get quite a few fish on this first day, like spending real good time fishing and just being careful not to waste too much energy. You got to be able to get home. And then I always try and make sure all the ones that I need for the community centre get donated first as well. We finished day 8 with level 1 fishing. And we're on to day 9. So the morning I spent watering the crops and feeding the chickens, collecting the eggs, This, as you can see, has drained my energy, so it's probably just below half a bar left for the afternoon. So I decided to spend the rest of the day fishing, and I started off early afternoon at the beach trying to get the ocean fish. I was lucky enough to find a bubble spot, so spent my time fishing there because that maximizes the use of the energy that you've got, because you're gonna hit fish quicker. So it's brilliant when you do hit a bubble spot and stay there as long as possible, and you're going to make more money. So it wasn't rare fish or anything like that, but at this stage of the game, it's a good way to get money, so I wasn't worried about that. And even watching it faster, it shows how much some of the fish are hard to catch because they jump up and down. So yeah, at this stage of the game, I'm quite happy with the easy fish that don't move around too much, just so that I'm able to get money off them. And then after being at the ocean, we head up to different areas of the town just to try and get as many different fish as we can. So we start off in the lake, get a couple of fish from there, and then head up further into the village. I don't think I get any rare ones on day 9, but like I say, that's not the aim at this point. And then any that I've got that the community centre need, I just drop them off. That's always the first port of call when I've got fish. And then head up to the mountain lake. This can be a good place to catch fish. So finish off my day there before heading home. And that's my day 9 pretty much rounded up. So we managed to finish day 9 with level 2 fishing, so I was over the moon with that. So on to day 10, and I checked the TV and the spirits are happy today. So I quickly water all the crops and then head to the mines for the first time. And the first sword that you have is not the best. So I did my best and tried to attack the slimes, some of the flies. I've noticed that some of these insects were not in the original. I think the first time I played the mines, was they not in when the mines changed over? I'm not sure, but I don't think all of them were. But yeah, I tried to get as far as possible in the mines, but the equipment that you've got when you first start out, it just drains your energy, and it's so hard to progress when your energy goes down so quickly. So I really wanted to get to level 10, but I just didn't quite manage it. Level 7, my energy was low and I didn't have anything to boost my energy up again. So I had to kind of realise that it wasn't going to happen. And at least I got to the first post, which was level 5. So yeah, that's day 10 and I got level 1 mining. Day 11 and we got a visit from Clint and also a letter from Robin about if we wanted to build a well. I don't think it's a good use of gold early in the game. I would rather save for a fish pond, so I will carry on getting my water from the lake even though it's a little bit further away. But the well just doesn't make sense money wise for me to spend that gold getting the well and using the stone on that. So that's not something I'm going to use the gold for. And then we get the cutscene with Jazz and Vincent at the sewer, and then just gather some more, well, try and get our foraging skills up, getting a few items, talk to Miney, who is in her shop for once, and then spend the day in the village before heading down to the beach in the afternoon and get my fishing skill up again. I do make our first donations to the museum, so that's the start of the collection. There's a long ways to go. But yeah, we're just trying to make a start on all these little things like the community centre, the museum. It's all takes time. And then also there's the new bookseller as well in town. I don't know if you saw that with the balloon. So there's the new bookseller, but the books are so expensive and I'm not going to be able to afford them for a long time. So yeah, that's a new part of the game as well, and I will eventually save up for them, but at the minute it's not even on my radar. There's no way I can afford them books. They're very expensive books. They must be rare or collectible. So yeah, up back to the beach and to my favourite skill, which is fishing, and it's a good way to make some money in the game as well. So I think I left it late on day 11 because it's 6:20 in game already, but I just think it's a good way to use your time early in the game. Like I say, I am no expert in Stardew Valley, and I know there's people who play like perfection playthroughs and stuff. I am not one of those people, and I don't think I could cope with the stress of trying to get a perfect run through. That rounds off day 11, and we managed to finish the day on level 2 foraging. So our skills are increasing bit by bit. On to day 12. And today it's sunny again. We have got some crops to harvest, plenty of eggs, which is nice to get your money. I'll try and get your money up anyway. So I spent the morning harvesting and watering the crops. So we got quite a bit of farming done today. And the watering again, it does take a while because I've got quite a few crops now. It's growing steadily, which is nice, although it does take extra time, but it is nice to see because obviously the more you're harvesting, the more your money goes up. Then I popped down to see Willie and get the fiberglass rod. So it's a big chunk of money, but I think it's worth the investment. Find a little bubble spot, but it disappears as quickly as it appeared, which is the way it goes sometimes. And then we head to the mines today, and I thought we'd finish day 12 in the mines. Quick stop off to donate items for the community centre. And then my main goal for day 12 is to get to level 10 mining. Not level 10 mining, that is not going to happen. Level 10 of the mines. Because when you're in them, you need to get to the next elevator floor to really see any progress, because then you can start off where you've finished. So I always aim to get to the next elevator at least. So yeah, not level 10 mining, that would be a miracle. But yeah, we're on level 8 already, on to 9, and 9 is a big floor, so it is a difficult one. But we got to level 10, get a new pair of boots and swap them out for my trainers. So we've got a little bit more help with defense. And I think getting these extras like swords and boots that can help you progress, it just makes it easier the next time you go back. And as you can see, my energy was on 0. So we hit level 2 farming though, hooray! On day 13, I get up and sort out all the crops, give them a good water, and craft my first furnace, check on the chickens before heading to the mines. And my aim for day 13 was to try and get to level 20 of the mines. I'd started early in the day, so I thought I might have a good chance of getting 10 floors complete. As you can see, my energy is not too bad at the moment. My health is not brilliant, but that's just because the lack of defense that I've got at the moment, and also the sword I've got is not very strong. So it does take a real toll on your health and your energy. I got my first red scroll, and doing well with the copper actually for this run. So getting quite a bit of copper. Down to floor 18. But unfortunately my energy is just too low and I've got nothing to top it up. So we have to be happy with floor 15 today. And yeah, we didn't manage the 20, but I think we got quite a good lot of resources off that little mining run. And then just spend the rest of the day, because I'm a low energy, trying to get my friendship skill up with the villagers, because there's nothing I can do that's manual for the rest of the day. And then use the furnace for the first time. So we're getting some copper bars now, which would be great because then we can upgrade our tools. So yeah, not too shabby for day 13. So we're on to day 14 and we're halfway through the first season. And we spend the first part of the day harvesting the crops. As you can see, we've got quite a few that are ready to be harvested now. I can't even speak. So that's a good way for us to get some money and up our skill as well. And we've got another copper bar ready in the furnace. And I just donated another item to the spring crop bundle at the community centre, and then head into the village and speak to some of the villagers just to try and up our friendship skill a little bit more. I'm not very good at the gift giving and knowing when it's people's birthdays, but I did manage to give a gift to Willie, and I also donated the red scroll to the museum, so it's just another item. Then I checked on the chickens, make sure they're okay, collect their eggs, and then that was another item that I needed to donate to the community centre for the animal bundle, so I just gave them a large egg. So it's just another item checked off the list that we needed to give. There was just some of the wiggly worms, so I got rid of those. I think it was a library book. And then that rounds off day 14. On day 15, we woke up, checked the TV, and woke up to a nice letter from Evelyn. And then we spent the time checking our crops, giving them water, popped over to Clint's and cracked open some geodes, donated items to the museum, and was rewarded with more seeds. Then we nipped into town, accepted the quest from Harvey to deliver bream, and then spent some time foraging, and the spring onions showed up, so that gave us quite a good bit to forage in the forest near the wizard's tower. So I don't think we'd got spring onions until this point, so that was nice to get those. And then what I like to do with forageables is put some in the chest to sell and then keep a couple. You never know if you need some for recipes. That ended day 15. So day 16, we got a letter from Pierre grifting for customers, and then sorted our crops out and took care of our chickens. And then we head to Pierre's and we get the cutscene with Morris where he's offering customers 50% off if they join as a member at Jojo Mart. But we're suckers, so we still buy our seeds from Pierre's. So he's still getting our custom. And then we go home and plant the new seeds, trying to get our farming skill up. And then we spend the rest of the day fishing, as usual, doing my favourite hobby. So, yeah, we start off at just after 1, 9:20, we're still fishing. But it was worth it because we finished day 16 on level 3 fishing. So on to day 17, and I woke up to a letter off Robin, and she was talking about that I could upgrade the house if I wanted to. So we also got 500 gold delivered as well. I think that was from family, so that was another letter we got. And then we harvested some crops, thankfully for a day of rain. We had the last item for the spring crop donation, so that was delivered, and that unlocked the boiler room. We spent the rest of the day fishing and donated another fish as well for the community centre. So the fishing skill is definitely increasing. We're getting better at fishing. But yeah, another day spent like this over and over again. I don't know. It's a challenge, I suppose. I suppose that's why fishing in this game is good, because you just never know if you're going to be able to keep the fish on the line. So, as you can see though, with the fiberglass rod, the the length of the line is better, so you can get further out, which the further out you get, the better quality and different fish you get usually. So it's sometimes better to get the rarer fish if you can get it on max level. And yeah, I just think it's better having the longer rods. So that kind of rounds up our day 17. Wow, it's going quick. So yeah, another one donated to the community centre. We're doing well on the donations for that. I know it's not going to be a perfect run, like we're not going to get everything in the first year. I don't mind. So there we hit level 3 farming and level 4 fishing. So on to day 18, and we spent the morning foraging for salmon berries because it was that time of year where all the bushes were full with the salmon berries. So it's a great way to make money early in the game. And then we visited Clint to open more geodes and donated 3 items to the museum. And then we headed to the mines and we was trying to aim for floor 20. So as you can see, some of these floors were quite big. The first one there was quite big, and we're getting quite a few of the monsters to attack as well. So let's see how we get on. We're up to floor 18, so just a couple more floors to go, and we did it. So I was pleased with that. It's good progress. Floor 20, happy. And then there was just one of the items that we got there that we could deliver for the geologist bundle in the boiler room. And there we hit level 3 foraging and level 1 combat. So on to day 19, we got a letter from Jodie with a quest for a cauliflower, and she gave us 350 gold reward for that. And then back to Clint's again for more geodes. And one more museum donation, which gives us the reward of more seeds. And then we talked to the villagers and went to the travelling cart and got a wood skip, which was also a donation for the community centre. We also got the silo today off Robin. So we're starting to get some of the items that we really need to progress in the game. The silo is going to take a couple of days to build though. So on to day 20. Day 20, I woke up, did all the chores for the farm, including crops and chickens. And that took up not too much energy, because my energy seems to be reserving a little bit better. And then donated an item to the crab pot bundle to finish that off. And then processed some more geodes and donated 3 items to the museum. I had another geode and donated that too, and that gave me the statue reward from the museum. And then we spent a day mining, so we was on level 20, and my aim is always to get to the next lift, but the mining was going really well. So by just after 2, we'd got to level 25 and still had quite a bunch of energy, so I thought we'll carry on. And yeah, I think that it was a really good luck day to be in the mines because we was progressing really well. Level 26 was quite a big level with quite a few enemies, but we were still managing to make quite a bit of progress here. It just took a while to find the stairs, but 27 was quite bare, even though it was a big level. Found the stairs on 28 pretty quick. So once you're on 29, you're nearly there. So yeah, a really good run on day 20. We managed to get to the next lift, which was level 30. So really pleased with that. On to day 21, and we started with the general chores around the farm, bit of watering, and then headed to the beach. Got a couple of items from there and did a little bit of fishing. And with the items that we found on the beach, we had the last item for the crab pot bundle. So we donated that to the community centre, and that gave us 3 crab pots as a reward. So the crab pots I put usually in the mountains lake, so I just put them up there. And then I had a kind of afternoon of foraging, talking to villagers, and just having a general wander around the village, and then spent the afternoon clearing up the farm a bit because it's still really overgrown. I haven't actually done that much to it. So I had a full bar of energy and I thought, let's get some of this farm cleared. The when you're getting rid of all the grass, that actually doesn't take too much energy, so it's quite satisfying just clearing it all, and your energy bar doesn't go down really fast. But once you start on the rocks and the trees, boy does it take a hit. So yeah, it's quite a nice way to spend one of the afternoons, especially if it's a day where the spirits are not in good humour. So it's just a nice way to spend the day. And there's also, the cave is at the bottom of the map this time, not at the top like the original map. So we've got the cave there, which we'll unlock later. So on to day 22. And again, we start with the general chores and basically the usual day. And then we accept a quest off Robin for gathering wood. So that's quite an easy quest to complete. Donate a couple of items to the community centre and head back to the mines. So can we get to the next one? Well, these ones are really difficult because it's so hard to see unless you've got a glow ring or anything like that. And I don't know if I couldn't see the stairs, but I looked all around this level and I could not find the way out. So they was probably in one of the darker spots, but I couldn't see them. So I just had to leave in the end, and I went around this floor so many times trying to find the exit. I couldn't find it. So day 22 was a bit of a waste because we didn't get very far, and it was simply because we couldn't find the exit. So it was a bit of a disappointing day. On to day 23, and there really isn't much to show here. I spent the day talking to villagers and foraging and trying to clean up the farm. So it was a kind of long drawn out day, but I didn't feel like I achieved very much and didn't even get any kind of level up in foraging. I should have really checked the friendships actually to see if they went up this day, because I'm sure maybe some of them went up just to make it feel like it wasn't so much of a wasted day after day 22, which was a bit of a bummer. So yeah, day 24 went by in a bit of a blur. Day 23, sorry. Day 24, back in the mines, into the darkness. Let's see if we do a bit better, because the last time we came to these ones, I mean, it's so difficult even now to see things. So unless you get the stairs in the lighter areas, it is so hard to see where those stairs are. But we did make better progress this time. Got to floor 35 quite quickly, which means another lift, so a bit more progress down the mines. And I just think every time you get to the next lift, you think I'm actually gonna get a lot further in the mines, because once you start getting the better tools as well, it's easier to progress in these. But when you first start, it can be a real slog just to get down a few floors, never mind 10. But yeah, we had a good go at this, and considering the first try, I was pretty pleased with this run. But my energy started getting critically low around here, so the 10 floors was looking unlikely, unfortunately. But I just think, other than a glow ring, any tips for these dark areas of these floors, how to find stairs? I think this is another one where I was struggling to see if I'd already if the stairs were there. I had to make some stairs in the end just to get down to the next floor. It's really frustrating when you get like that, but yeah, I didn't have any energy left, so I couldn't progress any further, unfortunately. But yeah, that rounded up day 24. But I was pleased that we got down at least to the next lift in the mines. And we got the next mining achievement as well. So on to day 25, we're getting close to the end of the season. And we're back in the mines again. You've got to go in when you get the good luck days. So we're back in the mines. Back to the floors from hell, where you just can't see anything. And it makes it so difficult to show anything on here as well, because yeah, some of the floors are worse than others as well. But you really need the stairs to appear on these lighter areas just so that you can get down to the next floor. But yeah, we was making good progress on day 25 as well. Got down to floor 39 before midday, so that was good. And floor 40, and things get a lot better from there because it's just so much easier to see things coming towards you, and for mining and everything else, it's just so much easier. And we give another item to the geologist bundle, and then on to day 26. I've cut most of this day out because it was a mixture of just talking to villagers and trying to clear farm, but it was just going wrong and I couldn't do it, so I gave up. But this was how the whole day went, so I just cut most of the day 26 out. It just didn't work. As you can see, I didn't really make any progress in anything as well, so that's not a great sign. So on to day 27, only a couple of days left of the season, and we have lots of eggs to collect, which is good because they're a good money making item. The rest of day 27 is spent meeting villagers, doing a bit of fishing, and I changed the bobber style for the first time, which I don't know if that was an update or not, but it's quite a nice feature to have, so you can have different bobber styles now. And yeah, that kind of rounds up that day. Not a lot going on. I know I could have spent that day better. So on to the last day of the season now. My copper pickaxe is ready, so it'll be the first of our copper tools that we get, and it's on the last day of spring. So maybe I should have upgraded tools a little bit sooner, but at least we've got one. I kind of forgot about it until after 2 o'clock and had to race across town to go and pick it up, but at least we got there. And yeah, I didn't forget about it because it's so annoying when you've got one waiting and you forget to pick it up. So yeah, that rounds up the first season of the 1.6 update in Stardew Valley. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have got the summer season. I need to edit that, but I've got that coming up, and I've also filmed autumn, so I've kind of done it back to back before I started editing them, but I've got to edit the next video and the one after that. So let me know what you're thinking of the update, and if you want to see any more of these. Hopefully you do, because I've already kind of filmed them. But if not, I will still have some more Sims stuff coming out. I would like to get some, I haven't done any building in the Sims for a while, so I would like to do some building. But hopefully you enjoy this. It's just something a bit different and something that I wanted to have a try at, because I haven't been on Stardew for a while and I just thought it'd be nice to play with the new update. So yeah, here's the first season done. Have a good week, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!